Hello, this is Michael McCracken with Team McCracken Real Estate in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Just making a quick video about whether it was easier to buy a house in the past versus right now. It's been a common theme for people to say that it was easier for our parents to buy houses than it is for people right now. But I think it's subjective depending on when you were alive and when you're buying a house, because there was times of struggle for everybody. In the 70s, they had the gas crunch and inflation that was happening at the time that was really putting the whole country at a standstill. And if you were living in that time and trying to buy a house, it was very difficult for people to have extra money because there was instability across the whole country. In the 80s, it was also very difficult. There were interest rates that were going as high as 18%. You know, people are complaining today about a 7% interest rate when they were up at 18%. It's easy for us to look back and say, well, houses were much cheaper, so an 18% rate is super affordable. Well, when you're coming out of the early 70s of having a 6% rate, to go up to 18% was something that was kind of incredible for people. This dragged on all the way into the 90s when people were still struggling to buy houses. There have been times where it's been easier for people to buy houses, but even to our current day, you know, when 2008, when we had the housing crash, people were buying houses and maybe it was easy for them to buy houses, but mortgage lenders made it really super easy for people to buy houses with stated income. And then we had the housing crash. So yeah, you bought a house, it was easy, but then the market tanked and these people bought houses that they couldn't afford because the lenders were doing it on stated income. So those people ate it hard on those houses. You bought a house for, you know, $250,000 and then you couldn't afford the payments, and you foreclosed on the house, and now the house is worth $180 and you can't even sell it. So now it ended up being foreclosed upon. So was that time easier than it is right now? They've put regulations in place now that protect buyers, so that's not going to happen to buyers as it did back then. And then you kind of come into the current day, like if you were buying a house in 2021 or 2020, there was 10, 15 offers on a house. So was it easier to buy a house in 2020 when you went to go buy a house that was being sold for $300,000 and you paid $340,000 for a $300,000 house because there was 10 offers on it? I don't think that was necessarily easy. People right now, you can look back and you've bought a house in 2019, you look back and think, wow, I got a great deal on this house because I bought, you know, what was still a good time to buy. But I'm telling you, 10 years from now, people are going to be looking back at the people that bought houses and say, wow, if we could have only got the deal that they got. So I think it's a great time to buy, in the way of it's always good to buy real estate. You're going to buy now, and even if the market were to dip at some point, along the large line of business, it will eventually be worth more money, and that's just the way it's going to work. So 20 years from now, people will be looking back at us and saying, oh wow, it would have been way easier to buy a house at that point. Look how hard we have it now. So my advice is buy a house now and, you know, just let it increase in value and look back later and think about the great decision that you made now. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. If you can, like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making videos regularly. You can call me anytime, 505-550-6707. Michael McCracken with Team McCracken Real Estate. Have a great day.